Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 258 of the RRBG podcast. This episode is brought to you by Decibel Magazine. Decibel has been around since October of 2004. 17 years of bringing you the most extremely extreme music news around. This episode in particular is brought to you by Decibel Metal and Beer Festival, the best extreme metal and beer festival in the country. Make sure to follow them at Decibel Magazine on all of the things. And go to decibelmagazine.com to get all the latest news on metal, beer, and all their festivals and everything they got going on. They even have a special subscription where you get a magazine shipped to your house with a little flexi disc featuring a special song from whatever artist is featured that month. Go check them out and support extreme music. This episode is also brought to you by our friends at Thunderking Coffee. Thunderking provides organic, air-roasted coffee straight out of Costa Mesa, California. It's seriously some of the best coffee I've ever had. My personal favorite is the Positive Morning Attitude. I order 2 pounds of this almost every 2 weeks because I just can't get enough. But they also have bottled cold brew. They have their special California Christmas peppermint cold brew out right now. You can order it from their website. So go to thunderkingcoffee.com and check it out. Support small, independent businesses, people. This episode is also brought to you by our good friends at Saints Joints. Go to saintsjoints.com to check out all the options that they have. They have these amazing packages with pre-roll joints, which will have pre-rolls from either side of the strain spectrum, either indica or sativa, and they even have multi-strain collections. Pick up one of their amazing Book of Saints. They currently have 2 volumes, volume 2 being a special Halloween edition. It looks like the Necronomicon. It's amazing. They're currently available in Washington and Oregon and will soon be available in California. Go to saintsjoints.com and tell them that RRBG sent you. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the RRBG podcast. We're back with part 2 of the 3-part series from the Decibel Metal and Beer Festival. This was recorded live in the Belasco Theater on day 2 of the festival, and features interviews from John Baker of Adroit Theory, Keith Huckins of Deadguy and Cave In. I gotta once again thank Decibel for this opportunity that they gave me. Being able to be on stage with Cave In is something that I never thought I could say out loud. So it was a real honor and a real privilege to be able to interview them, spend some time with them backstage, watch them perform until your heart stops in its entirety, watch Deadguy perform for the first time in many, many years. It was a fantastic festival. Decibel really knocked it out of the park, and I hope you guys enjoy the content I put together here. The 3rd part of the series will be out next week, and it's a 45-minute interview with Jacob and Nate of Converge. I took all the cameras and lighting down to their green room and sat with them for about an hour, so make sure you tune in for that one. I want to give special shout-outs to Aaron from Decibel for inviting me out. I want to shout out Thunderking Coffee for providing cold brew for everyone and keeping us alive. I want to shout out Matt Slayer for helping me with all this production. He supplied the cameras, he supplied the lighting, he supplied the mics. Without him, none of this would have been possible. And finally, I want to thank our longtime sponsor, Saints Joints, for hooking it up and keeping me blazed throughout the entire fest. And now, part 2 of the Decibel Metal and Beer Festival series. Cheers. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the RRBG podcast. I am here with my buddy John from Adroit Theory. How are you, brother?
I'm doing all right, man. Thank you for having me on the podcast.
Hell yeah.
Excited to be here.
Hell yeah. It's been a fun weekend. You guys have some of the featured beers. Did you do the collaboration for the actual festival?
Yeah, we did. So we did a collaboration with the band Sacred Reich. We did this oat cream IPA called The American Way. It's got some artwork that they, I think, had wanted done for like a shirt. So there was some special stuff done all around for that. You guys hear me okay? I know it's
yeah, you're good. You're good. I'm just getting my notes up.
Yeah, they're great band. I'm unfortunately I didn't get to meet them last night. They were busy and got ushered out of the venue, getting their stuff back to their van. But Yeah, great set from them last night, too. So I was really excited to be a part of that. I actually didn't know that Dave McLean from Machine Head was playing drums for them.
Oh, yeah.
I was really excited. Dave's a monster. And the whole scene with the drum monitor go tumbling off the stage last night, that was something.
Yeah, for sure, man. What are you most excited? Which band are you most excited to see tonight?
Oh, man. So for me, I think Deadguy.
Deadguy.
Yeah, Deadguy, and I think ACXDC is playing today.
Yeah, I believe.
Yeah.
I believe.
So I'm really excited to catch those guys. I remember when ACXDC put out like one of their first records. It was a really, really just nasty grind record. I'm really excited to see what they do.
Nice.
I've got a background playing grindcore myself, so.
Yeah. So tell me about this beer we're drinking right here, because I'm going to be honest with you. It tastes delicious, but that doesn't look like a beer. When I look at beer, like this looks to me like a drink, like a cocktail. So tell me a little bit about this.
So the Illusion of Safety series is something at Adroit that we do. So we'll have like a base that's a Goza. It's actually really nice. I've had the unfruited base, and it's very just like true to style, like German Rhine River area Goza.
Okay.
But then we beef that up, and we use different fruit recipes, or fruit concoctions, rather. So this one that we're drinking here is from our Illusion of Safety line. It's one of our VIP beers tonight. So shout out to the VIPs. Make sure you get a chance to...
out in the audience, make sure you get some of this delicious. It's got a lot of strong mango flavor, some vanilla. You said white chocolate.
Yeah, so it is it's a Goza that we dosed with white chocolate, lychee, mango, and passion fruit.
Woo.
So very tropical. A little bit of that smooth, like chocolatiness in the texture. A little on the sweet side. And normally I'm not huge on sweet beers. Like fruited sours aren't like my beer game personally. I've had some great ones, and some not so great ones from a lot of places over the years, but they're not normally my game. But this is like up there. I think this is one of my favorites I've had, and I don't just say that because I work there.
What are your thoughts on like the brewery? Like the brewery in Placentia does like slurries. What do you call those when they freeze them?
Oh, slushies.
Slushies.
Yeah,
slushies.
man. So we've done slushies before. I actually started in the bar there.
Ah, okay.
And we used to rent slushy machines every summer, and we'd put our Illusions of Safeties in there. We did a stout one too. Like we did like these like Thai iced coffee stouts that we had like a bunch of condensed milk and stuff in.
Ooh, I'm sure that was good for cleanup.
I have no comment on that.
Yeah.
But just shout out to the poor bar staff at Adroit Theory.
Yeah. Shout out to
I
the
feel
crew.
your pain. I've been there. Yeah. But yeah, no, we did do that.
We do some slushy beers. I tend to be an old school beer head, so I like lagers and I like IPAs. And then when I started seeing the whole milkshake IPA, and let's put some lactose and vanilla and cinnamon and flan in my IPA, I'm just like, nah, dude. But when it comes to sours, I'm okay with it. It's more of a desserty kind of thing.
Yeah.
And the clear sours, like the real authentic wild sours, tend to mess up my belly a little bit. I get a little gassy and farty.
Yeah. No, dude, I actually I was drinking a more traditional sour from a brewery in Baltimore, and it was delicious. And contrary to a lot of fruited sours out there, a lot of places will do it like a smoothie. That particular beer for me, it was like looked like a beer, smelled like a beer, tasted like a beer. I could tell like, oh, they definitely did like a sour with this.
Yeah.
And yeah, the acid in it definitely got to me. You got to be careful with those sometimes. They taste so good.
Yeah,
you
they're
have
so
one too
delicious.
many of them, and it's like, oh man.
I can only do one, maybe like I can't even do a full one. I got to drink some and give it to my wife. Like, here you go, finish that. And it's good. It's good. I don't hate it. It's just I don't want to be torn up.
Yeah.
Especially, have you ever been to Great American Beer Fest?
Oh yeah, I actually went for the company in 2019.
Nice.
We had a great time, and that's actually where we ended up networking our collaboration that we do with Icarus Brewery, Moment of Impact.
Oh, okay.
So one of our pastry stouts.
All right.
And we do that with them yearly now.
Nice.
Like they were actually just down here doing a batch with us a couple months ago.
I've been hearing good things. My buddy Dave Whitty from Municipal Waste was like, you have to have Icarus. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll try it out. I miss going to GABF, man. Like that, I used to go every year and figure out who's going to throw up on my shoes today. Those are always fun times. Here's a crazy. This is a super beer nerd story for people, but I was at the Russian River booth, and Garrett Oliver from Brooklyn Brewing was there with Vinny from Russian River.
Okay.
And we're like cheersing, drinking together, and this girl walks up. She's like, "Let me just get whatever." They gave her one of these, one of those supplication. I forget which one it was. The super sour one. The second she took a sip, she projectile vomited onto Vinny and myself.
Oh, no.
That's a Great American Beer Fest for you.
Yeah, I mean, I was fortunate to dodge that. But
it is a great place to network and do collaborations and all that. So it's really cool. So you've been in the beer. How long have you been in the beer biz?
So I actually started with Adroit, so I'm still with them. It's been a little over 6 years now.
6 years?
Yeah, so like I said, I started as a bartender. It was like a part-time weekend job. And I was familiar with them as a customer, actually. Some of my bandmates from a previous band of mine had recommended them to me. And they're like, I know you're not a beer drinker, but you should go. And I'm just like, all right, well, I was still living with my parents at the time. And I was like, I'll take my dad. My dad likes craft beer, so I'll take him for Father's Day. And so we went up there, and I mean, we were both absolutely blown away. So it's like I was surprised, and then like my dad was also like, "Oh shit, I'm really surprised." And he's always been a big authority on beer in my life. And he was actually very happy when I started working for Adroit because I'd be bringing all sorts of stuff home that I'd pick up from there, employee discounts and all, Yeah. And he got mad when I moved out.
Nice, man. Well, I'm glad that's worked out for you. I mean, the beer industry it's one of those things. You either are in for like a year or you're in. Like I did 8.5, almost 9 years doing that, and I was all in until I moved out here. Things got a little weird. The beer scene's a little different in LA than it is anywhere else in the country. But I heard about Adroit through the Knotfest beer box thing, the beer pit box, and that's when I started looking into it. I love all the labels you guys are doing. I mean, look at this ridiculous. I also have this ridiculous Black Science.
Black Science, my God.
Is that 7? So this is a cuvee you guys do every year?
No, we do it as a series, yeah. Okay. So different artwork for it each time. I think, don't quote me on this. I know we're actually filming this, but don't quote me on this. I think it was Mark Riddick that did the artwork for that.
Okay. Riddick art. Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like it. I follow him.
It looks like his line style.
Shout out to Riddick art.
Yeah, he actually did art for one of my bands on a record well before I was with him, but I remember he did the artwork. And the line work looks a lot like him.
Nice. You also play music yourself?
Yes, I do.
So any bands that people should look for if they want to find your music?
Well, if you want to find me, the stuff that's out there right now that I'm actually on, you can look for Recently Vacated Graves, True Zombie Metal. That's kind of like my main project right now. It's zombie-themed death metal. I actually started as their bass player, got almost 7 years ago, and then ended up having to play some guitar solos on the most recent record, and I was mixing and mastering and everything, and we're working on some new stuff that I'm doing rhythm and lead on now, too. So it's I've kind of transitioned, I guess, into a different instrument without them actually telling me. Yeah. So that's been fun. But, yeah, I also play with a sludge metal band called Day Wrecker. You can also find the other band I'm in, Grethor. Okay. That's black metal band. I haven't done a record with them, but been with them for about 3 years. They're great guys. Hopefully we'll get some new stuff out to everybody soon. And then there's Vihan, which is my video game power metal band. So if you like video games and power metal, that's what we do.
Okay, all right. I play video games. I'm into it. My wife and I play a lot of video games, actually. It's pretty fun.
I mean, I think I told you when we were talking yesterday, my kind of one of my secondary forms of income is I review beer while I play video games on Twitch.
I like that. What's your Twitch channel?
That's going to be Slaughter Brew for anyone that wants to find me on Twitch. You can find me on Twitch at Slaughter Brew. Like I said, I do beer reviews, play video games. Sometimes I do music streams, too. Those were actually surprisingly popular. I didn't think anyone would want to sit there and watch me sift through shit in Pro Tools and play takes of guitar over and over again, but they've actually had some of my best numbers.
Yeah, you'd be surprised, man. I know a couple of guitar players that do that, like Javier from Animals as Leaders does that, and I believe, Matt Heafy being the main Twitch guy right now. But yeah, I mean, I've been wanting to get into Twitch. It's just so... I'm old. I'm 40. I don't get it. I don't understand the TikToks and the Twitch.
It's owned by Amazon. They can sell it to you.
All right, 6 years in the beer biz. What's your hangover cure?
Oh, man. Well, greasy food, anything with a fair amount of butter,
okay.
A lot of water, and stay home, sleep, call out of work.
Stay home and sleep. I like that.
Either that, it's like you either stay home and you sleep it off, or you just grin and bear it and pretend it doesn't exist. It's the only two ways you fight through a hangover, especially in this industry.
Yeah. I mean, I would hang out with what's his name from Sam Adams. I forget it already.
I actually don't know any of the guys over at Sam.
The main guy at Sam Adams.
Oh,
the
guy
billionaire.
that runs Boston Brewing.
I forget his name. However, his trick is charcoal tablets. Huh?
I said it's not Sam. I think that's Dogfish. But
No, Sam Calagione is Dogfish for sure. Jim Cook? Cock?
maybe. I don't know. I've never, sorry to any Sam fans out there. I've never really been a huge fan.
They were just, one of the original, the ones that took off, like Sierra Nevada. And, Sierra Nevada does really good beer.
Yeah.
Sam just does consistent, okay beer.
Yeah, and it's look, there's nothing wrong with it. For me, it's always, I think just the malt bill they'd use, especially for their lagers, it was just kind of too bready for me.
Yeah. I only like their Oktoberfest. And it's not an authentic Oktoberfest style. It's just, I like what they are doing.
Yeah. It'll get you there. It'll get you in the right frame of mind.
But just that one. I can't do Boston Lager. I can't do any of the other ones.
Yeah. I think I'd agree, too. Their Oktoberfest was not bad. Surprisingly, though, one of the best Oktoberfests I think I've had from, kind of the more up there microbreweries, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
Sierra Nevada did a Marzen a couple years ago that I thought was pretty fun.
Yeah, their Marzens aren't bad. I've been kind of hooked on just getting Ayinger or Paul Anner for Oktoberfest just because it's a little lighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, they make, Sierra Nevada makes the best beer.
We actually did a Marzen at Adroit Theory as well. I think it was a Legacy of the Damned. We did that as our Oktoberfest. And
nice.
It came out pretty nice. It was actually, a lot of Oktoberfests, they're a little bit on the heavier, kind of breadier side of the Marzen spectrum, very malt heavy.
Yeah.
But this also had a crispness to it that I really liked. It definitely was the all-day beer for a couple guys on staff for a while.
Cool. All right, well, John, thank you so much for your time, brother.
Hell yeah, man.
Plug your social media for people to follow you and get all the
Absolutely, guys. So if you want to follow Adroit Theory on Instagram, we are just at Adroit Theory on Instagram, all one word. It's ADROIT THEORY. And you can also find us over at the back booth there.
Get yourself some of this sour amazing
absolutely.
Madness with white chocolate.
Shout out to Brianna, who's bartending for us right now. She's killing it right now. Much appreciated.
Also the crazy, this thing tastes like chocolate syrup. There's Black Science 7 Cuvée Stout, Barley Wine, Wheat Wine. You can get that. There's some really good IPAs.
Well, and I think that syrup note you're getting is Suburban Barrel maple syrup that's in there.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. And then the festival beer itself, Decibel Metal and Beer Fest beer. Thank you very much to Decibel Metal and Beer for Decibel for having us out here. Thank you, Adroit Theory dude. John, thank you so much, brother.
Hell yeah, man.
Cheers.
Thank you so much. Cheers.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the RRBG podcast live from Decibel Metal and Beer Fest here at the Belasco Theater. I am being joined here by Keith from Deadguy. What's up, brother?
Not much. Ready to play, ready to drink. Actually, I got to take it easy because we got to play. But afterwards, I'm going to get stupid during Cave In.
Oh, so that's how we ran into each other in the staircase.
Mm-hmm.
I hear I need to go hard for Cave In. So I turned around, I'm like, yes, yes, let's go.
All right.
So you don't like performing? I mean, how many beers are you good with on stage?
Well, I'm fat and out of shape, so usually one beer but a lot of water.
Oh, one beer, a lot of water.
Yeah, I mean, I'll drink a little bit beforehand, but I can't drink and play. I'm going to be fucking sucking wind after the first song anyway, so why make it worse?
Yeah, I hear you, man. I mean, I did this stupid thing when I was younger. I was in a band, and we would play shows, and I would just get annihilated before we performed. And then 2 songs in, I'm throwing up in my mouth. And
nice. Solid work.
Yeah, it's not a good move. So I'm glad you're, taking it easy. But do you do booze as well, or is it just beer?
Nope, just beer.
Just beer. So what's your favorite craft beer? My style.
My favorite style? That's not easy. I like German, like Martins, Dunkels.
Ooh.
Fest beers.
Ah, yes.
Those are probably my favorite. I'm always, in the last couple of years, Kolsch. Kolsch's are... I used to be really basically porters and stouts, but I've gotten lighter over the years.
That tends to happen. Yeah. You get older, we start consuming too much sugar, and my knees start to hurt, and I want to not have.
Right.
I need to have some beers and not die at the end of the night.
I mean, I'll crush an IPA, but it's not my go-to.
Okay. But okay, so if you were, you guys made a beer. It's not here tonight, but. You want to talk to me a little bit about the beer you guys made? How involved were you? Were you picking hops?
I No, I'm not. I'm not that deep.
You're not
I'm
in
not
there
that
picking
deep.
ups?
No.
Debating gravity?
No, no. Fuck all that. Yeah, I'm just like my guitars. Like I plug into the amp. I can't be bothered with pedals and shit like that. I'm a Neanderthal. Very basic shit. Basically, I talked to Mike from Broken Goblet and told him I wanted, something in that wheelhouse, a Dunkel, blah, blah, blah. And because the show was in late September, we decided an Oktoberfest would be the best way to go. I also like my beers pretty clean. Like, when you start putting
Lactose?
extra shit, I don't want it. I don't want any of that stuff. So basically, it was just a very traditional Oktoberfest. Definitely a little more malty, a little bit sweeter than normal, but it was great. I mean, we unveiled it when we played the documentary, which was the night before the fest, and I fucking went hard. I was very hungover the next day. It was very sad.
Well, talking about hangovers, what's your hangover cure?
Acetaminophen, Gatorade, and sleep.
Acetaminophen over ibuprofen? Because I go ibuprofen. I don't know if there's a difference.
I will try ibuprofen tomorrow. I'm open to anything. I'm not going to say it's a good cure. It's just what I do. It's habit.
So, I'm sorry. Acetaminophen and what else?
Gatorade and sleep.
Gatorade.
Yeah.
I can't drink Gatorade. It makes me more thirsty. It's supposed to be the thirst quencher, but it just makes me more thirsty. I don't understand.
Again, I don't know if I'm right, but it's habit.
Here's what you got to do. Here's a pro tip from a brewer.
Okay.
Switch out the Gatorade for Pedialyte.
I've heard that.
What's up, brewers? You know what I'm talking about. Pedialyte. Yeah. Pedialyte life. All right, let's keep going. I'm sorry.
I feel weird not having a kid buying Pedialyte.
Hey, yeah, okay, I get the vibe is weird, but I'm telling you, it does the trick. You drink that Pedialyte, it's better than Gatorade. More electrolytes per capita, as they say. So what's your, okay, we talked about favorite style. We talked about hangover cure. If you were to pick one thing out of this situation, play music live, but never record an album again, or only record albums and play
live. Done. Play live. That's fucking easy.
So no albums out. You would play live.
No, who gives a shit? Recording is stressful.
Just record the live show and put it out, right?
I mean, honestly, over all of it, I just want to practice. I just want to be in the room with those other dipshits and crack the same dumb dick and fart jokes that we always do.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit. You guys have a documentary out.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that.
All right. I don't know how familiar you are with Deadguy, but Deadguy was a band back in the 90s. We had a very acrimonious breakup, and nobody talked to each other for 20-something years. A guy approached our drummer about doing a documentary, and he's like, sure, why not? And the initial premise was it was just going to be a short kind of Dave's perspective. And it is now official.
Beer fest, folks.
So they reached out to us, and me and Tim Singer, the singer, we had always, kept in touch. When Deadguy split, me and him formed another band, but the other three guys I hadn't spoken to in eons, and it was a little weird. There was a little bit of a process of feeling out, and then you realize, now that you're 50 as opposed to 25. Who gives a fuck about what we were angry at? We're not trying to be like, we're not taking over the world. We're not we're going to be the biggest band. It's like, fuck it. We're old guys who were just like, hey, this is kind of fun. Let's just have some fun.
Yeah.
So we started with the documentary where we did some interviews, and we did it at a place that had a rehearsal studio. So then the guy throws us into a room and he grabs his guitars, and we're looking at each other like, I don't know how to play these fucking songs. I haven't played them in 25 fucking years. Yeah. So we ham-fisted half a song and was like, let's pick a day and see what happens.
Okay.
And it's been a fun ride ever since.
Are you guys thinking about writing new music?
We're gonna try it. We're gonna give our hand at it, just because Deadguy Mach 1 put out 2 7-inches and an album, and that's it. and we don't particularly care for everything. So we've really got 40 minutes worth of music. That's it.
Okay.
So we're just like, we don't want to get bored just playing the same old set, over and over again. But we're gonna try it, and I think we're gonna try and be respectful to what it was. And
you got to record it with shitty equipment, then, back from the '90s. You know what I mean? You can't have the new 2021 Pro Tools HD.
I don't know how that shit fucking works. I don't understand it.
Just just do it old school 8-track, like recording.
I didn't know how that shit worked. I was not that guy. I've never been that guy.
Right.
Like I said, Neanderthal, guitar, chord, amp, done.
Yeah, right.
All knobs to the right, and we're fine.
That's good. I like that. So let's do Guilty Pleasure Band. People that listen to Deadguy know what the band sounds like. You expect a certain genre that, that's what people do. Sometimes they assume that whoever's in the band listens to the same type of music.
Right.
But that doesn't always happen. So what's your Guilty Pleasure band?
So first of all, I'm going to call you bullshit. There's no such thing as a guilty pleasure. I fucking like what I like. I'm unapologetic about it. I like some fruity fucking shit, and I'm fine with it.
What's the most unexpected band?
Unexpected? All the shit that I hated in the 80s, all that like Brodsky beat and Pet Shop Boys and all that stuff that I was like, oh, I'm fucking so heavy. Fuck those guys.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I don't know what I was thinking. It's great.
Okay.
I'm not going to say I have any of the albums, but if I'm in the car, fuck it. It goes up. I sing poorly to it. It's fine.
That's great. I do the same. I mean, I sing along to everything I can. This morning I sang along to Huey Lewis in the News. I need a new drug.
That motherfucking guy played fucking harmonica with Thin Lizzy on the Live and Dangerous record. There's nothing wrong with him.
He's the best. It's actually unfortunate. I've found out he can't sing anymore. Like all that good.
Yeah, well,
throat cancer, I think it was, or something like that. It's like, shit.
That's not a good day.
That's gonna be rough. Okay, so fantasy tour package for you to have Deadguy play around the U.S., maybe the world.
First of all, it's a one-off show because I'm lazy. I'm not fucking touring.
You're not doing a tour? You're not doing a year tour anymore?
Yeah, no. Maybe like a 3-night residency, like in someplace cool. That'd be fine.
You're gonna get a Vegas residency for Deadguy? Let's go.
If I'm going anywhere, I ain't going to fucking Vegas.
You imagine a Deadguy residency in Vegas.
It's gonna be Deadguy, Neurosis. It's a 5-night residency.
Okay.
Voivod plays all 5 nights. They play the first 5 albums, 1 album each night, at the Grand Canyon.
At the Grand Canyon?
Yeah, I just want to see... Or at Red Rocks. I just want to see cool shit while Voivod fucking kills it.
Okay, all right. I mean, that's good. I like that. That's an answer. It's a good answer. Do you have like a bucket list in terms of venue to play or city to play or anything like that in your head? Like if you were to do one show wherever you wanted, aside from the Grand Canyon.
Being old, I played CB's, so I kind of knocked that off already.
So where?
I played CBGB's. So that was the one place I always wanted to play.
That was the bucket list?
So venues, a fucking room is a room. I don't care about that.
Look at Red Rocks in Denver, something like that.
Red Rocks is cool just because I
just don't know if it's Deadguy vibe for.
No, it's not. I just want to go there. It looks fucking fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to go to Gothenburg. I mean, that's the proper metal answer, right?
Gothenburg.
I don't know shit about the place, but I mean, there's beer, metal, and hockey. That's what I need.
All right. Well, let's go back to beer a little bit. What's your favorite brewery?
All right, I'm going to spell it because it's a local brewery to where I live in upstate New York. It's AUSABLE, Ausable Brewing Company.
Okay. And why is that? Like, why? What is it about their beers that makes it?
They make super clean beers. They fucking rotate like mad. Like, they generally have 10, 12 taps. Beers are always changing. They always keep a lighter beer. Like, they got a great Pilsner called the Plowman's Lunch. Their Kolsch, which imaginatively is named Kolsch, is great.
Okay.
They do an ESB, which is not something a lot of people do. Just solid beers, and honestly, they're just fucking great guys.
Okay.
Really, really great guys. I've become really friendly with them. Me and the one guy, Dan, we go to shows together. And they've also got a great story. Like, they're two brothers who kind of bounced around the country, and they used to actually live with wolves in the throne room at their farm in Olympia. Like, randomly ended up in upstate New York in the sticks.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome. Well, Keith, dude, I'm going to let you relax and enjoy some of the delicious beers. We have so many to drink from. I know you can't drink too much before the show, but at least get some samples in your life, you know?
I'm not weak.
But thank you so much, brother. Thank
Eddie,
you for joining us.
It was a blast.
Everybody checking out Deadguy tonight. Everybody out there, you guys listening? Deadguy's playing tonight.
Liars, you gotta.
Deadguy. What are you guys talking about? Beer? Beer gravity? Oh, I don't like the CRM on this one. I don't give a shit about your beer tastes. Keith, thanks again, brother.
Thanks, Eddie.
Cheers, everyone.
Bye-bye.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the RRBG podcast, live from Decibel Metal and Beer Festival. Woo! Let's go! You guys paid for VIP tickets to be hanging out here with us and drinking some delicious beers that everyone's made from around the country. There's a collaboration beer with Cave In that was supposed to be here, but it didn't make it. But shout out to Widowmaker, because I love you guys. That sounded like a shitty situation. Would have been great to have your beer here, but anyway.
I didn't know it didn't make it. I'm sorry about that.
I got some in my house.
And I have some in my fridge at home.
To my left right here is Mr. Stephen Brodsky. How you doing, brother?
Doing well, you?
Good. I got Adam McGrath.
Hey.
And good old JR over here.
Hello.
Guys, welcome to the festival. Did you guys show up? You guys showed up today, so you missed day one, unfortunately.
We flew in last night, just kind of chilled and got burritos and went to the hotel afterwards. But we thought about coming down, but it seemed like a heavy night. So
it was a good night. Converge, obviously, you know, you're on their newest album, which is Intense.
Yeah. I'm so stoked on the Blood Moon record.
Really, we talked about it last night, so I'm not going to talk about it too much here. But you did great on that album. I mean, we talked about how interesting it is to have the collaboration. It seems like the Boston, New York scene is very collaborative. Everybody kind of works together up there. Is that right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we've, especially in the world of Massachusetts, this little thing that we got going on, we've all known each other for 20 plus years. Yeah. And so playing shows together, traveling together, making music together, it's just all part of it.
Nice, man. So you guys tonight, you're playing Until Your Heart Stops in its entirety. Right?
Yes.
What? Why? Why?
we got asked.
Okay, all right. So Decibel wanted to hear the album live, I guess. But has that crossed your mind before, like to do for like an anniversary thing? Maybe do like a whole presentation thing? I don't know.
I think that we thought it'd be such a challenge that we never thought to do it, because we're like, well, we have better things to do than relearn 172 riffs. But in doing it, it's been a lot of fun. And, you know, one song in particular we've only played a handful of times now, the last song on the record. It's some of the first times we've ever played it live, so it's been fun. And it's also been fun to see which songs hold up for me playing live. Like, oh, I actually enjoyed this one. I didn't think I would. You know?
Yeah, right. Last time I saw you guys, you were at some smaller, I forget, in like Orange County somewhere. You guys played, and you did play Juggernaut. And that's kind of what, like, I'm like, oh, man, that'd be cool if they played the whole album. That was the first time I was like, oh, man, there's a lot of riffs on that.
Maybe the Chain Reaction?
Chain Reaction, yes. Yeah. Chain Reaction. That was a good show. So you also are wrapping up or have wrapped up your newest album, right?
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit about it? You know, have you revealed the name? I don't want to break news. I don't want to like step on any toes or anything, but you know.
Well, we got a ways to go before the record comes out, so we're going to keep some stuff under wraps just for the time being. But it's the first studio record that Cave In has made since Planets of Old, which is 2009. Jeez. So, yeah, we were long overdue to go into a studio and make a proper record. Okay. It is a pandemic record, but in that
all
sense,
the lyrics are about vaccines.
Yeah. Yep. Needles, vaccines.
Yeah. government opinions. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Government regulations.
All the hot topics.
All the hot topics, yeah.
But it gave us a lot of focus because nobody had anything else going on.
Yeah.
And I can't remember a time in my adult life as a musician where we had the opportunity to really focus so heavily on writing a record. So that was pretty cool. And it kept us sane through all that insane,
tough
stuff
time for
going
everyone.
on. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and for you guys, I mean, this is the first album, post-mortem of Caleb and everything, and it's, how was that for you being in the studio, trying to write music with Nate, who's phenomenal, obviously a friend, has been playing with you guys for a while, but how was that whole feeling for you guys, before, I guess, did you start before the pandemic or after the pandemic?
Well, we had some very loose ideas pre-pandemic. I mean, as early as like the 2019 tours that we did, but it didn't really come together until like the spring, early summer of 2020. And I mean, there are Caleb lyrics on this record. There's one or two of his riffs, and we certainly thought a lot about him in putting this together. Like, what would Caleb like? Would he be into this? What might he do here? And he was the quality control in Cave In. Right. So, and Nate has assumed that role with flying colors.
Awesome, man. I'm glad to hear it.
And I just want to say, as far as us playing with Nate, we were fans of his when we were kids. I can remember being 16 years old, loving his band Channel, and loving Jesuit, and being a genuine fan of Nate Newton. So it's a trip now just being in a band with him and collaborating with him and, bringing Cave In to new places. And it's an exciting time for the band for sure.
Awesome. And definitely, for me at least, having him in the band and having worked with him before in Doom Riders, it was very easy to just kind of jump in, and we already know how we work together, and it was really nice to have him on bass filling that position because we already had that rapport as working musicians together, so it was nice.
That's awesome, man. I saw a video clip on the internet of a new song, which is unavoidable these days that somebody posts a video of your new songs on the internet. But it was very. I like to wait for the album. I try not to watch these clips, but I had to. And, it's a very melodic, kind of somber-ish song. Is that kind of a theme that might concur throughout the album? Or can we expect any, like, heavier tracks like what you're doing tonight from To Your Heart Stops? Like, what's the balance?
I would say the new song is probably sort of its own thing amongst the rest of the album.
Okay.
It's one of our favorites. That's pretty much why we like to play it, and... It's also like a nice break, considering like we're throwing some more intense stuff into the set, preparing for this show. So yeah, the record is pretty well rounded. I think it's it's the record that I've wanted to hear Cave In make for a long time. So.
Yeah, it's definitely. I think we tried to put everything that we could into that record. I mean, there's pretty much a little bit of all of Cave in that record, as far as like all the different styles and the background history of the records and stuff. We tried to get it all in there.
Nice. I'm going to start asking you some weird questions here. So, we're in a beer fest. Do you guys enjoy beers? Like craft beers? Are you into it like on a regular basis? Do you just do it at a show to kind of, what's the deal with you for drinking?
I mean, I think I'm the only one who drinks in the band. Well, Steve drinks sometimes.
But I had to try the Cave In beer, and it was delicious.
The Cave In beer is great. I like light beers, and that's what we made. And it's really nice to have that beer, but I've been more of a margarita guy lately.
Yeah.
So
if you were to, what's your favorite craft beer, your non-piss beer? Non-PBR, King Cobra.
I can't say, I don't think I can say that I like a craft beer one over the other, I never really got into the craft beer.
Oh, so you've been drinking piss beer this whole time?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Well, so Quicksand made a beer called Distant Populations, and that's also very good because they went the light beer route, kind of similar to what we did.
Yeah.
And
that's the concert style. You got to have something light that you can drink throughout the show and keep you going. if you get like a 20%, milkshake like I have over here, like it's gonna, it's gonna put you out. You can't enjoy it. You have to last the whole show.
Yeah, you need like, a light enough beer where you can have like 6 or 7 or 14 or something through the course of the night. And just feel a little weird at the end of the night,
I was gonna say, I don't know, this was before I found out you guys don't drink all that much, but your favorite hangover cure, like when you're having a rough morning. It doesn't have to necessarily be alcohol. If you just had a rough show and woke up feeling like crap, how do you get yourself back on your feet?
Weed?
One
Lots
drug for another.
Lots of weed, edibles.
Running.
Running?
Yeah, I just sweat out the booze.
How do you motivate yourself to get up and run when you're hungover?
Oh, it's hard even when I'm not hungover. There are points where I'm running and I'm just sick of my legs doing that motion. I'm like, I wish my legs could do something different right now.
Yeah. Fuck, man. So we were talking before we started that you guys, play video games. You're a PC gamer. You played old school video games. You have a recent fascination with, what was it called again?
Excuse me. I got really into kendama last summer. Kendama is a skill toy from ancient Japan, 1600s. It looks like a kid's toy. However, it's like skateboarding. Same thing as skateboarding, but you don't get hurt. I recommend it. Look at it, Google it right now, kendama, and you'll see thousands of things. And I'm trying to get these guys into it. Some people like it more than others. I was trying to get off my phone this summer because of, the phone really kind of just melts your brain in all the wrong ways. So I kind of found this, and it really keeps me off the phone. It's a nice mood shift. It's almost therapeutic. Helps my guitar playing, believe it or not. Kind of like brings me down. It's an amazing thing. I recommend it to anyone. I really do.
And he's also very good at it.
Yes, he is. I've seen the videos. I was going to say, this is the new thing. Cave In, you should put out TikTok videos. That way you can, go viral on you guys doing the...
I'm down. I want a Cave In kendama. If you're listening right now, make me a Cave In kendama. I want it to happen.
Dude, you got to have one.
And also, when we were talking beers, that brewery who made our beer, I was like, I don't drink. Sorry. But I was just like, oh, cool, we'll make the beer. But then I found out the guys who made our beer, they're all crazy kendama players. All the people at that brewery, they throw down.
Nice.
So I'm putting them all over right now, as we say in the wrestling business.
Oh, man. So, dude, Steve, how do you find time to balance yourself between so many projects? Because you got Converge, you got now, Quicksand, you're doing Cave In's back in the mix. How are you going to balance all this out for tours? Are we going to see you doing double duties, triple duties at some point?
Well, yeah, I don't prefer that, but it's all about scheduling. It's just like Google Calendar, just trying to keep on top of that. When we get into the age of cloning, or I would love a Brodsky hologram just to send that out on the road if I could.
Yeah. I was going to say, you also got Mutoid, man. That's got to happen at some point. You're also in 2 Minutes to Late Night. Shout out to Warcinio, the homie. But you're so busy. I really don't understand how you got. I'm assuming you're going to do more of that Cave In Every Time I Die collab. Is that happening? Is Volume 2 going to happen at some point?
Oh, we had a blast doing Splitsville, and we would definitely do another one if it was the right project.
I think so. I think it'd be great. Everybody wants. It's interesting because everybody was expecting the heavier songs from Every Time I Die.
Including us.
Yeah, they're going to do Juggernaut or something, But
yeah, we didn't know until the thing aired. We were completely in the dark about which song they choose.
That's cool.
Chose.
I like that.
Yeah.
But so, how was it putting yourselves in the headspace of a different band? Like Every Time I Die, it's got to feel different for you.
For me, I thought about when we toured with them and when I watched them, kind of the way they moved. And I kind of applied it to when we learned a bunch of Caleb songs a few years ago. You kind of want to try to get in the zone of the way they move. And the way they kind of did. And that's kind of the way I did it. For me, I really only played one riff, which is a riff at the end of the song. But I kind of tried to think of the way Andy moves. And that's kind of how I apply it to myself, Nice.
Well, dudes, I'm going to let you go. I want you guys to relax and have a good time tonight. And, I'm excited to see you guys play the album in its entirety. I've never heard that whole thing live. I missed the early days when you guys were playing with Botch and Poison the Well and all that shit. So I want to be able to see it now. It's going to be great.
Yeah, I'm excited for it, too. We've never done it before, so it'll be interesting.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
No pressure.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Cave In, everybody. What's up? Make sure you stick around for the headlining show tonight. They're going to play Until Your Heart Stops in its entirety. Thank you guys for being here. We'll be back with another interview soon.